Hello and welcome to the ATF Cast. That's anything that fires. Here we discuss science, firearms, the day-to-day, and, whether you'd like it or not, we often don't, politics. The bounds are unscribed, the beliefs full of dis, and the bifocals simply unacceptable. We're a pinch of lava and a heaping cup of I don't know what the fuck is going on. So, join us on this journey of nonsense and an attempt to learn more while we do our best to put on a smiling face, keep our eyes upon the moon, and ride the waves of entropy in this ever-changing world. We're the ATF Cast and we're just having fun. I'm your host, Evan, and as always, we are joined by your ferocious co-host, Matt Halava.
Rawr. As I'm
Terrifying.
wearing a unicorn shirt. Yeah, it's Autumn's Armory.
Claps.
She
Round of applause.
she is she's one of my favorites. She's awesome. I love watching that kid.
She can dual wield like a motherfucker, too.
Yes. When I'm teaching a concealed carry class or just firearms class, and people tell me they can't control the recoil, I'll pull up one of her videos so I can better explain recoil management. So, little 6-year-old girl just popping off rounds.
It's amazing. Yeah, she's tiny and ferocious.
Yeah, she is.
What's up, Aaron? Thank you for the number ones. So today's a news show, kind of off the cuff.
Okay.
Space news, gun news, booze news, what have you. So I'm gonna let
Booze?
you take the lead. And what you got for us?
Well, let's start with the Russian cosmonauts because I know how much you love space as well.
I do
So
that. Yeah.
I don't know if everyone has seen the news, but there's maybe not controversy, but some chatter. Some school playground yard little chit chat and rumor controls or whatever flying around. The Russian cosmonauts, after they docked with the International Space Station, uh, video and everything of them uh, opening the doors and them actually floating into the ISS, uh, they were wearing yellow uniforms. So their primary jumpsuit was yellow. Had the Russian flag, had all their insignias and everything on there. But the scuttlebutt of it is that they were wearing Ukrainian colors. So,
Hmm.
and I mean, I guess McDonald's also has some Ukrainian colors, that big golden arch. So I guess they're in total support of the Ukrainian nation and the people. I just found it very interesting how world events will inspire people's thoughts. What is going on with the world is just becomes a snowball of what else is happening. What does this mean? What's that? Oh my gosh, this is happening, right? When COVID first said, oh my gosh, we're all going to turn into zombies. There's going to be rioting in the streets, and there was, but not nationwide and the end of humanity. Uh, so people's minds track off to certain things, where you start seeing everything being flashed at you by the news and that community, that you start recognizing more things. Congress and all the senators and congressmen and women um, wearing the Ukrainian flags or the colors and waving them send sparks of recognition of color to something else. The Russians deny that it was a coincidence. We had plenty of yellow material and we made outfits, right? So we had some extra, and this is what we made, and this is what we have.
Right. I
What's
see.
your first thought?
I mean, first thought is likely it's probably a coincidence. Now I don't know. There's a lot of things to say about that. It is a weird choice. It's the first time they've ever worn yellow. I see
Yes,
right here, kind
typically
of pull
they're
up the
blue.
article. Yeah, so you can see the Russian Space Agency wrote, sometimes yellow is just yellow. And that's part of their perspective. Now, there's
Yes,
also likely an opportunity that, if someone in the higher up ranks of things had kind of put two and two together and been like, hey, maybe let's not send the yellow and blue up this time around. Maybe they'd have taken it off. But also, like a lot of people have said, that those suits were probably vacuum sealed 6 months ago or something of the sort. So,
yes,
and it's very difficult to change things with the space flight, even up to like the last month or so. Everything is very long form, thought out, and planned. So likely
yep.
it is just a coincidence. It's also kind of cool to think that if there was that opportunity to remove them from the spacecraft, that wasn't taken advantage of. So uh, maybe there is a slight inkling under there somewhere of the cosmonauts, kind of saying, we're not with our government. Let's not be at war. We're trying to go up to space and hang out with our homies. So who
That
knows?
could be, but I am pretty sure that they don't get to pick their outfits.
That's true.
So their uniforms or their suits are approved, stitched properly, quality controlled, double check, triple check. I mean, their lives depend on it. Now, if they showed up with a support Ukrainian pin on their outfit or a Ukrainian hat, a peace symbol somewhere, I can understand a tight connection to, oh my gosh, look, they're in yellow and they're wearing the pins or whatever. But
Right. I
I
can
think it's a coincidence.
I can toss some conspiracy into it because that's always fun. What if? Bum
Right?
bum bum. So they planned months ahead that they knew they were going to invade Ukraine to reclaim the pre-Soviet, you know, disillusioned territory, and they're like, we're going to go in there and we're going to dominate Ukraine, and we're going to be one nation again inside of a month. So they're like, send up that dope yellow, blue plus the Russian flag spacesuit. That way we can be like, yeah, we're all unionized again. Ah,
Maybe,
probably
perhaps
not.
they thought they would already have control of Ukrainian nation, and so they're just wearing yellow because they, you know, absorb them into their.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
so I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but that's how I'm gonna,
That's how you're
present
going to
myself.
portray it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Because
Yeah,
it's just
I
more
mean,
fun.
so Russia's space agency has rejected claims that 3 Russian cosmonauts boarded the International Space Station wearing Ukrainian colors in a possible statement against the war. The first arrivals since Russia's war began were shown wearing bright yellow suits with blue trimmings. Okay, well, I see some of those similar suits and things when the garbage truck goes by or the road crew is out there, right? And,
Yeah.
maybe it's just hey, we want to be able to see you. We don't want you to blend in with the computer. I don't know. I mean, there's not much to blend in on the space station, I'm sure.
That's true. But that's the suit that they're gonna wear for. Um, I don't know. Do they wear the flight suit for? I think that's just basically their entrance suit onto the station. Because for insertion into orbit and return, they're in properly pressurized suit in case the capsule is depressurized. So I think
Right.
that suit's basically just to wear in to the ISS and show on camera, and just kind of be like, hey, we're here. Look at us, we're cosmonauts, and then it
Yeah.
just goes to the wayside. So um, yeah,
I
peculiar.
mean, it is kind of peculiar. I mean, the Russian cosmonauts were seen in a white suit later. So,
Gasp.
right? I mean, it was it a suit that, biocontainment suit. It was, I'm sure it was totally clean and, like you said, vacuum packed and it's totally sterilized. They can't take influenza up or anything else, right? So you
Hmm.
have to make sure that nothing's going to go up there and then get the entire space station sick. So they have to go through rigorous physicals and medical checks before even taking off. And I am positive that, or at least I'm sure, in my opinion, thereof, that everything is sealed and already figured out. Like I said, if they showed up with pins or waving a little Ukrainian flag as they came through the hatch, eh, I I could see a different view there. Like Swamp Dog Armory just said, it's not like throwing it on a T-shirt.
Right. Yeah. That's a hell of an expensive and complicated T-shirt. So.
This is, but this is not complicated or expensive. Got this through ballistic.
Ooh. I need me some ballistic ink. You know, I gotta up
Yeah,
my armory of 6 shirts. I'm gonna have to work on that. Let's talk
yeah.
later.
I'm working on it. I'm even trying to change up the colors. And
Mm-hmm.
all the black T-shirts I have. I tried doing something different.
Yeah, I thought for sure you'd be wearing a rainbow today, but proven wrong again.
Surprise!
I guess we can hang out in the space realm here for a moment. Um,
Okay.
let's see. So last week we talked for a moment that SLS was going to roll out. It was due to roll out, the day after our podcast. It did roll out. It looks fucking sweet. Um, did
You
you see
want to
any of
say
those
what
images?
SLS is for some of those who
Oh
may not
yeah,
know?
yeah. I suppose I could. So, Space Launch System, NASA's new go to the moon rocket, basically. So, it's basically was it started development like in the late '90s, I believe. Basically to replace the space shuttle, and at that point it was just kind of you're tossing around ideas because we had lost uh, Challenger and Columbia, and they're like, yeah, maybe space plane should go into retirement. So they're looking at the next option, which is what SLS has basically, you know, been. Lots of delays over the last many of years, but it's uh it's a huge rocket with a liquid fuel center stage using shuttle engines and then 2 solid rocket boosters. So very similar to the shuttle in like propulsion design, but safer in that there's a capsule on top instead of a space plane with fragile ceramic heat shields bolted to the side of it. So NASA's new sweet flagship rocket that'll be taking humans to the moon again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And let's see, it's I think it's slightly shorter than um, Starship fully stacked. So it's probably 375 feet or so. Um,
Oh, only
yeah, only it's just a little skyscraper.
right? A mere 375 feet.
Uh, if this is accurate, 322 feet. So yeah. Oh,
Well, I would hope that they
32
broadcast
stories.
accurate.
Yeah. It rolls out of the vertical assembly building down there in Florida, which is also, I think, if not the one of the largest buildings by volume on Earth. It's to accommodate. Well, it was
Big
utilized
things.
to build Saturn V, which I guess I'll look at that height too because I believe SLS is slightly shorter than Saturn V. But
I think so,
so
but it didn't have the extra antenna.
yeah, yeah. But they assemble it inside of the building. They built it on top of the crawler, I think they call it, which is basically
Yep.
just a giant fucking tank. Well, treaded building. And that
Yeah.
that's a whole, you know, crazy feat of engineering, just that. And I think it took like 11 hours to roll from the building to the launch pad, which I don't know is like a quarter mile or something, I believe.
Well, you can't go too fast.
Yeah, you are rolling a skyscraper.
Yes,
So,
and you don't want to lose billions of dollars in a mere moment.
right, and I know SLS is pretty expensive, which I know they just came out with a new figure here recently. I think. Well, this is better than the last figure I heard. Each launch is estimated to be about 500 million, which I'm gonna say I don't think is right because I'm pretty sure it's in the billions, but I'm getting Papa bad, so I can't figure out real information.
Well, maybe it cost 500 million just to get it off the
Filled up
ground,
and
and
yeah,
right, because they're calculating that they have to pay everybody to do it along with what it took to get there. So I can see 500 million easily, and which is just really weird to say. 500 million, meh, I can see
easily,
that
yeah,
easily paid.
yeah, because you also have the support infrastructure for while if it's a manned mission or I guess even uncrewed mission, you still have mission control, and you have all of the communication centers across the globe. I think there's like one in Guam, and I don't know, they're all over the place, spread out because Earth's rotating, so you have to maintain communication with the spacecraft as it's going out to the moon, as the Earth is also rotating. So you have to sprinkle all of these giant, uh, deep space radio antennas across the globe so that you can maintain communication. So yeah, 500 million seems kind of low. They should spend more.
Well, I mean, they probably don't have a full staff of janitors, right? They probably go like half staff or whatever because
Hmm.
everyone's occupied. So, the janitorial and cafeterial staff might be, I don't know.
Are you telling me the
Or,
government is financially responsible right now?
not at all. I almost choked on my beer. Uh, Never, which is, that's just pitiful.
Well, that's why we're seeing such a like huge innovation speed with these private companies, or at least SpaceX in particular, because Blue Origin keeps their doors closed. They don't like press. Everything's done in secret. So, they could roll out a completely orbit capable rocket tomorrow, and none of us would have seen it coming because they keep those doors pretty well sealed. But
Or a
with,
flying tic tac, right?
I
Do they
hope
have a
so.
flying? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, although I do prefer the alien thing as opposed to like China or secret government Tic Tac plane or Blue Origin. I think I'd prefer Grays, but that's a whole different alien tangent.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cool thing with these private companies that are doing the space exploration is being a private company, you have to, pinch your pennies and build very trustworthy vehicles that you can sell to customers and make the money back. And one way to do that is
Mm-hmm.
to reduce the costs as low as possible to launch your rocket. So, they're aiming to get Starship launches, which is going to be the largest and most powerful rocket to ever fly. They're trying to get that cost down to 2 million or less at the end of things, fully reusable. And that's
That's
insane to
pretty
think about.
impressive.
Right.
That's
If they
insane.
achieve that, who knows? But if they hit 50 million for a flight, 100 million for a flight, then I mean, you're still 5 times cheaper than the, the SLS, which is, I think, been at least for, I think the figure's somewhere around 4.8 billion per vehicle for, manufacturing and flight and everything.
Manufacturing getting it off the ground.
Right.
Huh.
Which, we don't know exactly what that figure is for SpaceX Starship either, because they keep blowing them up and doing crazy shit down there in Boca Chica and building launch towers and whatnot. So, but it's interesting to
Well,
see what you have when you don't have, you know, Congress taking payouts from
yeah,
private aerospace contractors and things increasing prices and oh yeah.
and playing the BS game. Yes, absolutely. Uh, I do like Elon Musk. Even if something crashes, it's like he's hopeful. Everyone's hopeful, cheerful. It crashes. They're like, "Whoa, that was epic." Okay, run the data. What did we learn? Where did we go wrong? Let's keep going. So I think the private sector is able to get on that quicker than having a whole bunch of government investigations and reports given. And, well, we need a 350,000 page report as to see what went wrong.
Yeah,
If you found out what went wrong on page 3, stop typing, right? So, well, look at that.
exactly. Yeah, we'll make this our background, courtesy of SpaceX. So we'll talk over a little bit of Starship flight.
Okay.
But yeah, I forget where we were, but fucking rockets and stuff. I mean, come on. Oh, one thing it's kind of live news. So I know a couple hours ago, I think starting at like 3:30 today, NASA was having a press conference regarding the human landing system for the Artemis. I think
Okay.
they're going to actually touch down the moon, Artemis 3. You know, sorry, I got distracted by Swamp Dog here. The Tic Tac ships are time traveling phone booth pods. I
Ooh,
like it.
that's fun.
Yeah, I'm going to toss that in my accepted conspiracy theory bank. Well, that's
If you'd
now.
like to go to Earth, press 9 now.
Yeah. Oh shit! Someone's chasing me. I dropped my quarter. It's star
20,000
69.
feet, press 9.
um. Oh shit! I'm bad at communication on a Wednesday afternoon. Oh, the HLS. So,
There
I
we go.
just kind of saw the pop up of the article. I haven't really read into it, but I think basically the summary of it is they're asking, Congress to put money into the budget so that they can have another company also build a lunar lander, a backup or just a supplementary lunar lander, because SpaceX was the sole winner of the last contract, being that there wasn't any further money involved or available to choose a second lander, and SpaceX came
Right.
out with the most capable as far as weight to orbit, um, the cheapest, and they already had vehicles that were flying, so they already had examples of their technology, so they just kind of came out the clear winner. Whether you want to argue that they deserve it or not, that's what happened. But NASA's basically saying we would like to have another lander, we'd like to have another option, or do things side by side, so they're asking for money for that.
Well, if you want it, you got to pay for it. Wow, that was
Exactly.
almost as intelligent as it was almost as painful to hear myself say that as to listen to Kamala Harris. And about time, and then time is this thing about time that we need, and then we need the time in order to do the things that we used to not to, and then time that, oh my lord,
I have no idea what you're referencing, but I believe it.
it's horrible. I mean, anyways, let's keep talking about space so we can get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Uh, um, so they haven't announced who's taking Pete Davidson's seat on the next New Shepard flight. Is it you? Are you escaping the political environment? Are you actually going up to Spaceball?
Well, I sent them an email. I don't know if they
Mm,
read it. Right? It was quick and simple. It says, "Hey, choose me. I'm nice." Right? So, and there's a picture. That was about it.
Solid. I fly to space right now. I don't know if I'll bring it back, but I'll fly you.
I got some aluminum foil wrapped around my head. Pick me. I'll be an
Gonna.
ambassador to the alien nations.
You'd make a good one. You're already looking alien yourself.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm just gonna run away from space news. We're gonna have space in the background, and I'm gonna tell you about my drum
Ooh.
set. um,
Oh, I got a drum set. Okay, go.
so we've been wanting to get the band back together for a long time. For those of you who don't know, used to be part of a dope little band in high school. We did like Battle of the Bands and stuff, and we were a bunch of
Yeah.
you know band nerds that got together after school and on the weekends and made very loud sounds in Kaipo's parents' basement, and they were very kind about it, even though we were definitely very infuriating. So, sure, the story is we're adults now, and we're getting the band back together, and we don't have to like,
Oh,
chop wood for the winter to get enough money to buy a microphone. We can just like, take some of our hard-earned 40-hour week money and go buy the things we need. So pretty excited about that. But I had gotten a new drum set before all the heart situation, and so I've just been
nice.
staring at it. But it didn't have a drum throne or a stand for the snare or a hi-hat or hi-hat stand or a crash cymbal. Missing all kinds of bits and pieces.
So you had the
Drums.
you had drums,
Yeah.
and you had a set of them, but you didn't have a set of drums set up.
I cannot say it better than what you just said. You are exactly correct. You're following along perfectly.
All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
So I have to send you some pictures later. But the short of the story is I now have a set of drums that are set up to be a drum set.
Okay.
And I'm pretty stoked. And that's my news. That's my news article for the day.
You say you're pretty stoned or you're pretty stoked?
Stoked. Yeah, I can't smoke anymore. It messes with my arthritis.
Messes with. All right. So, that's a good thing, maybe.
I mean, neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we were talking about smoking at work today because conversation went into concealed carry. Obviously, we talk about that a lot, but one of the ladies had some questions because her cousin had some questions, and it just followed suit. But it's like, okay, so yes, if you have a medical marijuana card, you cannot have a concealed license. She was like, oh, well, now with the new law, right, which is in the news, the constitutional carry, or constitutional carry, you just don't carry the Constitution around with you unless you do.
Pocket Constitution.
But, yep, I got one or 5. But anyways, if you're living somewhere that has constitutional carry, please read the law, because I still totally recommend getting your concealed handgun license. Okay, CCW, CHL, whatever your state calls it. I recommend doing that. One, you get some training, you get some knowledge. Hopefully, you have a good instructor that teaches you things. The other is certain things that would be a misdemeanor for anyone that has a license would be a felony for someone who does not have a license. So yes, you can carry legally, but if you mess up, I mean, this is just real quick. We'll go back to spaceships and your drum set here. But if you mess up, you probably won't get your firearm back, right? That can be confiscated. Like I said, some misdemeanors for people who have a license will be a felony for someone who does not. So if you're going to carry, please educate yourself on the laws best you can, because the one here in Ohio is 482 pages or something of that nature. Oof. So learn some things, but I still highly recommend getting a concealed handgun license. So it'll be better for you in the long run if anything will happen. So anyways, back to the drum set.
Yes, drum set. Well, yeah, the news episodes are hard. Drum set, super cool. Gonna tune it, need some heads, gonna sound great, gonna hit some stuff. Don't have the chops anymore, gonna sound terrible. Drum set sound good, me sound bad. News story concluded. And in further news,
there's a bumper sticker for you. Drum set sound good, me sound bad.
One of our bandmates, my good buddy Jimmy Jam Jar Bone Diggles, commented in here. He's taking a saxophone in to get all the repairs it needs tomorrow. So when we're doing the Battle of the Bands, I thought we had it because we had what 6 people in there then. Yeah, so we had a 6-person band.
Is that the same band when Hunter and I came down to watch it?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So, but now minus Ed because he lives in North South Florida, Alina, wherever. So I am perma drummer because we're kind of sharing drummer duties back in the day. And then Caleb, my longest running friend, known him like 17 years or something. Keep forgetting the math. He plays the bass guitar, a slap of the bass. You know what I'm saying? So, and he just went and got a new bass yesterday, and it's beautiful. I have to send you a pic of that. So
cool.
He got himself an adult bass.
He'd probably be good on a bass cello too.
I bet. Yeah. Do you still watch that YouTube channel all the time? The Two Cellos or whatever?
Oh, I love those guys. The first time I saw the Two Cellos when they started playing something from AC/DC, I think Thunderstruck was the first video I saw. I didn't, because the cello is my favorite instrument, right? So I love all scopes of music. If I like the song, I like the song. I don't care what genre it's from, right? Classical is my favorite. And the cello is my favorite instrument. I didn't know that cello could do that. those guys were awesome. Yeah, I remember you guys. Look at that.
Yeah, hey, this is us. So, I was just talking about Jimmy's saxophone. So the cool thing about our band, at least from our perspective, is it was super diverse. We always said we play alternative indie punk rock jazz. So we got Jimmy on the sax. Ed played drums and steel drum and some rhythm guitar. So, I don't know, it's just super. You didn't see other high school Battle of the Bands kids rocking the saxophone and stuff.
Nope.
Jimmy says, take that cello, tip it on the side, and cello, you gotta ass. A bass, he meant. Boom, you got an ass.
Typo. Yeah, just like me saying heinous crimes.
Heinous crimes? Yeah, I heard what you said.
Yeah.
I have not seen the Thunderstruck cover by Steven Seagals, but I really like that name.
Check that out.
Yeah, we're gonna put that on the list. I'll put it in the show notes over here.
Okay.
If I can remember where those are.
That'd be cool if we could play it on the as we exit the studio, but we probably get our wrist slapped for that.
Yeah, well, we might even though this is a video of our band, we might get copyrighted for this, but we don't make any money off of this, so who cares about a copyright? Strike us down, bring it on. But yeah, so I don't know, super excited. Friday we're having our first band practice in a hot minute. It's been a while. We kind of got together and did some banding like 2 years ago, but then we're like a proper garage band in a not climate controlled environment, so nothing was ever tuned, and really we just drank a lot and then started playing music, so then it was just kind of hot garbage into the evening when we drank some more and then went home.
You had to limber up your nerves because I'm sure you're so nervous in someone's garage that you need to have a couple of beers or one of those orange Jamesons. Those are good.
Yeah, well, exposed studs are terrifying, so that's kind of the thing. But yeah, so just that's my personal news. I'm fucking super excited. We have a song about watermelon. We're gonna kick that back off. You'll see in this.
Oh, I remember the watermelon song. That is awesome.
I wonder, can you hear this?
I cannot.
Yeah, I don't know how to do things, but
that's okay. Neither do I. I'm letting you control it. You're younger. Yeah. You're good at the technicalities.
Yeah, they call me. Oh, thank you for the link. Swamp Dog sent it.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, one of these days I'll have proper audio for our background videos and stuff. Swamp Dog, I am illiterate on that at the moment. I used to run this off my Mac, and I had loopback audio, which is like a virtual mixer, so I was able to do it with that. But I don't know the Microsoft equivalent. So if anybody does know that and can educate me, that would be greatly appreciated. Slide it into our DMs. But yeah, they call me the resident millennial at work.
The resident millennial.
Yeah, everyone in my trailer is like 40 and up, and you know how rough that is. So yeah, they'll be like, "How do I send an email?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then I figure it out, and I'm like, Audacity. I will look into Audacity. Thank you, sir.
Well, I know how to send an email.
Yes.
I know how to do many things.
Mm-hmm.
But once technology isn't doing what it should when I'm typing things, and then I go to the henpeck to make sure that I put it in right, and it's still not working, yeah, I want to pull a flamethrower out and just melt it down.
Yeah, no, I can feel that. It's funny. I sit in the middle of the job trailer, so I'll be like casually like reading some emails, and I hear the one guy go, "Oh God, bless America," and I'm like, "Yeah, he's a dad." Although my father never censored, so I don't really, I can't correlate. But and then like a couple moments of silence, and then fuck this thing, and I just see him close up his computer, and he's like, "I'm going to the office," and he goes to the office so he can talk to the IT dude and figure out whatever he's troubled with, and then see him the next day, and he's chill for about 4 hours, and then the other side of the room is, Evan, you got a minute? How do you copy and paste again? You showed me once or twice. Like, no problem. I got you.
Yeah, I'll copy and paste from some of the things that customers will send an email. Hey, do you make something for blah blah blah? And I'll copy and paste it, and I'll throw it over so I can Google it because I'm not sure what it is. Julie was at work one day, and she's looking. She's like, "Why don't you just click in the email right there and do a search from inside the email?" I'm like, the way I'm used to, I'd put it over there and do a search on my other screen while I have that one up so I can kind of reference back and forth. Because otherwise, it just narrows up on the one screen. And if I'm just trying to find an image, I got to scroll. Okay, images. There it is, finally. I think it's a little faster my way. A good friend of mine always says that the fastest way to anywhere is the way you
know. Oh, yeah.
Right?
I respect that.
So, yeah. So, you know Butterworth, right? Have you met Jess? No, you haven't. Okay.
No, I believe I've met Jess. He's got the lots of guns.
Lots of guns. Police officer, knows what he's doing.
Does he have a scar?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Yeah, I think I know the guy.
Okay, whatever. So, but he always told the rookies and people that he was training is when you get a police call or whatever, the fastest way to that place is the way you know. Because if you try cutting through here, you find out that it's a dead end or the construction's happening or whatever. So the fastest way to where you're going is the way you know.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. So I'm not sure where we're going on that.
Matt's Wisdom Corner. That was the portion of this episode.
The Wisdom. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get you a like animated, some air horns. Matt's Wisdom Corner, brought to you by Hidden Hybrid.
I'll just pull up a little thing and I'll put it back down.
Yeah, cue card. Matt's Wisdom Corner.
It'll be like a Monty Python thing.
Yeah.
Just open up. What today's wisdom? Read your little knowledge.
Perfect. You work on your visuals. We're gonna make that a proper segment. At some point, we're gonna be like a professional podcast with segmented things and flow and whatnot. But what is this, episode 18? So we're not expected to do good yet. StreamYard sound good. We sound bad.
Oh, we do?
No, actually, we're doing
All my
pretty
best friends tell me we sound good.
good. How many is that?
Julie tells me every time.
Well, thank you, Julie. I like so next week, although we might have to end up shifting the schedule around, but our next deep dive episode is on the metaverse and simulation theory, and I think maybe I'd like to go in depth on like something Swamp Dog just said here recently. I think the old folks that are anti-computer would be some of the first benefit from some of the upcoming tech integration stuff. Just think and it does it. And that kind of was brought into my head like the Neuralink and everything. So yeah, when you're 80 and we have holograms, you can get a Neuralink chip in your head and you can figure it all out. I won't have to hold your hand and show you how to use the mouse anymore, like I have to on the weekends.
No, I'm getting good at yeah, look at that.
I know, I'm just goofing.
I did good. I'm getting all grown up.
But yes, like I like that we get to have these kind of just goof off, riff off each other, talk about rockets and then drum sets and saxophones and 4-string to ass, just right in linear order. Because next deep dive episode, simulation, the metaverse, it's gonna be exhausting. Have you started to do your research on this yet? Perfect.
A little bit, right? So
yeah.
I saw The Matrix.
Well, that's a great start, honestly. I think that's half of the show notes is think of it as The Matrix. In relation to this, you could ponder the premise of The Matrix,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. What I'm trying to say is I'm having fun.
That's a lot of big words for fun.
Swamp Dog. We will we're gonna explore that. It's probably gonna end up being a multi-episode thing because like most of our no, we keep saying we got to get them scheduled, and everything's been so crazy. I'm still kind of neglecting the schedule and all of those things, but the only way
we could do like a Brady Bunch episode, and just whoever wants to talk, we just send them the link, and then they pop on too. So then we'll just have this, there's a host and his co-host, and they had a bunch of little co-hosts of their own.
Well,
sorry, I boogered you up.
It's okay. So
that's just the way we are. Go ahead.
Your wisdom boggles my mind so intensely sometimes that I'm left speechless, is what it is.
Right? And then I was throwing out those sick bars, and you just got all messed up.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, I do. I'm going to record the whole thing.
Yeah, well, no. All of these are on record on my hard drive, so I've got tons of blackmail to come back at you when I want my next. I don't know. I don't have any reason to blackmail you.
I was going to say, for what? Next time you want to go to the IV-88 shoot?
Yeah.
You get invites too, so.
Yeah. I guess they do email me also. Excited for that, Swamp Dog. You're still hanging out in the comments. You did derail us a bit with the time travel tic-tac. I keep almost saying TikTok because my brain is corrupted and the Chinese government knows everything about me.
Well, Swamp Dog, if you could tell us where we were before you made that comment, you might get back to it.
Good luck. I think we're going to do news articles today.
Oh, we touched on them.
Yeah. Actually, I had one written down. So you say some gibberish, and I'm going to try to find where I put my notes in my phone.
Some gibberish.
Nailed it.
Yeah, you saw that coming.
So how about this weather, huh?
Oh, yeah, it was storming a few moments ago. So.
Yeah, how about like yesterday when New Orleans had their little storm situation. Did you see that?
That huge tornado just terrorizing and demolishing things.
Yeah, this
Oh,
sweet, sad, drunk, happy, vibrant town. I know. That describes us too. Um, they just keep
no,
getting
I'm not
pummeled.
drunk.
Nor am
I
I,
may be
but
vibrant, right? Yeah, but the so much history is there. It's like when you see something that's devastating, yeah, and it is horrible that people lose their homes and their worldly possessions and some of their lives. Uh, but some of the historical buildings and monuments and whatever there is there historically, I always think of that too when I see the devastation coming in. It's like, okay, well, Walmart was wiped out, so
yeah.
that's horrible. You know, their shirts were thrown across 4 counties, right? So it is devastating, but that one building that was, or that row of houses that were put up in 1882, it's like, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the history that's sad to lose. The benefit of the Walmart getting blown over is all those people whose houses were swept away along with their shirts. They now have a fresh, cold front of Walmart tees coming in. So take a stroll looking for your cat, and you still got clothes for the week.
I hope you don't catch a cat in the face.
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
My cat's brutal enough just at a regular walking pace. I don't need fucking flight.
It's a high fly feline out of center field.
Sports. So
I
yeah,
don't know anything about them.
me either. Yeah, we're just teeter totter back and forth here. I was sitting in the job trailer, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, Evan, you following that basketball thing?" I was like, "No, I don't. I don't follow the sports." And he was like, "Oh, me either. I was just trying to fit in." I was like,
You're like, you mean March Madness? Yeah, that. No, have no idea about it. So
damn, yeah.
I years ago when I worked for a lumber company down in Columbus, Kingswood. Don't believe they're in business anymore. Not my fault. Uh, when I was dealing with the contractors and everything, while I was having my coffee in the morning, I would watch like CNN sports highlights
uh,
because those are the moments that all the contractors are going to come in and talk about.
Hey, Bill, you see that
So
pass last night? Oh,
I'm like,
fucking third down.
right? But so you need 242 by 4s so that you got the truck. Okay, we'll get someone to help. And oh yeah, man. The way he slid in, I thought he was out, but they bobbled the catch and he got, whoo, that was close. And they're like, yeah, out the door. I had no idea. All I saw was a highlight.
Yeah, you're just your classic salesman, fucking fake front, lying to get the sale in. I see it. Okay.
Well, I was just trying to fit in. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I was wearing a tutu, and I didn't want them to think I was too weird.
uh, it's too late for all that. Damn, you had sparked some kind of something. Oh, I got one of the guys, not tutus. So we don't need to talk about that picture.
Okay,
I
good.
got one of the guys to talk about rockets at work for a moment. I think
Oh,
same
that's cool.
instance that he was like basketball, and I was like, no, I do more the nerdy stuff. And then like
Did you
30
hold up your
seconds of
SpaceX
silence.
lunchbox?
No, but all the Falcon 9s landing on my monitors, I think, kind of sold it.
Good point.
Wait, it's Swamp Dog's birthday's in August. Give me a day. Give me a day, Swampy. He's only 2 hours northeast of New Orleans. So I told him I'd be down there in August. And August is also his B-Day. The whole month of August. That is a long, long moment of labor.
I had a guy at work again in Columbus many years ago. He didn't want to tell anyone his birthday. He was, we're talking about birthdays or whatever. He wouldn't tell anyone his birthday, how old he was, anything. He was kind of rude about it. So I noticed his vehicle, his tag was going to expire in March. And so when March came by, it could have been August. I don't know. But when it came by, first time I saw him, I was like, hey, in case I forget, happy birthday. He's like, what? I said, in case I forget this month, I just want to let you know, happy birthday. I walked by. Oh, he was so freaked out and mad at me. He was just like, well, how you know when my birthday is? Hey, relax. That's between us. No big deal. I'm not going to tell anybody. But yeah, I really never met anyone who was a freak about anyone knowing when their birthday is.
Yeah, that's peculiar. Well, maybe he had some trauma growing up, and every birthday he just got like kicked out of a tree or something. I don't know. I just figure that's the light side of abuse.
Kicked out of a tree?
I didn't want to say something super dark. Okay, it's the first thing that came to my head.
That was perfectly said. So well said.
Thank you. Yeah. Wow.
So did Swamp Dog answer? I mean,
yeah, yeah. He was a little nervous at first because he thought maybe we'd track him down or something. His birthday is the 17th of August. So, boom, we're basically 17th? Birthday brothers. Yeah.
Right.
So, I'll be in Houston, Texas by the time the 16th rolls around this year, but we'll be there. We'll be in Nolens the 15th and 14th and 13th, I think. So maybe you can scoot on down and have a brew with us. I
like how you reverse numerically 15th, 14th, 13th. Yeah, I like that.
Well, it's my spreadsheet for the vacation because I'm a 6-year-old mother and I made an Excel spreadsheet to organize my vacation.
Nice.
Tyler, I'm sorry to bring back those dark memories about the mighty tree.
Kicked out of a tree.
Yeah, I try my best to not spark traumas. I'm sorry to bring up a fear. So, on behalf of the ATF, we will spare your dog.
What?
Off the rails.
Anyone that finds humor in that totally gets it, and there are kind of people. So
yeah, and now we're gonna be getting a call. Good thing I have a cat.
Attack cat. That's when you just use a laser pointer. Cat jumps at him.
Yeah. I saw one of those memes. A home burglar broke in last night, so I shined my laser at him. The cat took care of the rest.
Yep. Ooh, beware the shoe shiners.
Oh. Yeah, I'd like to know more about that. Are they legit old school hustlers? Okay, I understand. Yeah, scary. I'll just give him 50 and kick him out of a tree.
Well, they take your shoe off while they're shining.
Uh-huh.
And they just polish your feet, and you think that your shoes look amazing. And then they go sell your 511s or whatever you're wearing. I came up with that. But they sell that out down around the next corner.
It sounds like you arrived in one of those Tic Tac phone booths because none of that made any sense in physics, but I like it. It's scary. Look how shiny my feet shoe is. Jesus.
My feet shoes look good.
Feet shoe shining. All right, yeah.
I got to tie my feet shoes.
Oh, Jesus. So you said you had 2 news stories earlier. One was space related. Did you ever get to the second one?
No.
Oh, well, fire it off.
Do we have to? I mean,
no.
Hey, right. Oh, I forget where that's at. But anyways, it was a NBC article, uh, that was being talked about. And
Hmm.
Amoland.com. So Amoland was talking about the NBC News broadcast airing their hit piece on the JSD supply and Jordan Monroe. They're talking how Jordan Monroe and like Polymer 80s um, are evil and the ghost guns,
Mm.
and talking how easy it was to um, buy an evil ghost gun, and ghost guns are used in every single crime and a bunch of caca, right? So NBC News released a hit piece on the JSD supply and its owner, Jordan Monroe. Last month, the news organization traveled to Pennsylvania and launched an investigation into unfinished frames and receivers. Ooh. Right?
I
Which are
just shit my
classified as
pants.
parts. I'm sorry. I'll send you some love wipes. To call the NBC piece of the piece a news report is like calling the article a news piece. It was an opinion piece from someone who
Mm.
is totally anti-gun
I would like to
and
rant for a
parroted
second,
Bloomberg. Go
just
ahead.
to just cut in. What I love reading the news. Also, quick
He's a
side
good
note:
dude.
Swamp Dog confirms Jordan's a good dude. Guarantee it.
Outstanding. Yep.
I like reading the news, catching up with some current events, in particular space and shit. But I'll be like, oh, what an interesting subject. What's up, Ruggles? Sideswiped again. And every time I start reading it, I'm like, these don't sound like facts. These sound like opinions. And I look up and it's like opinion piece by whoever. And then it already
By a
infuriates
fact
me.
checker. Fact checkers are just opinion individuals.
Oh. So I keep on reading and keep on reading along, and I keep getting more heated because everything I'm reading is just like, I respect your opinion. It can be stupid. That's cool. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
my friends and family and myself have really stupid opinions from time to time. Still love them, but the
But if
way
they
that
have a
they
good base
sell,
about them, then the stupid
yeah,
opinion is still formed from a solid base of understanding.
and they're not trying to
A lot of this
sell their
stuff is
opinion
just
as black and white fact. They're not like,
correct.
here's a concrete foundation for why you're an idiot because you like ghost guns and they're killing everybody. Fuck you. No, do some actual research. I don't need your opinion
Mm-hmm.
piece on this news site. Keep the opinion pieces on a blog or something. I don't want to read the New York Post and get an opinion piece. And that's my rant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. If you want to be an opinion writer, you should just be inmyopinion.com, right? Make something. So if you're going to make it up, and people's opinions matter, but if your opinion is based in ignorance, then you need to be educated so that your opinion may change. Right? I'm glad that some people take a stand at things. They stand up for certain things. But in time, when they may realize that all they do is regurgitate what other people
Mm.
are standing up for, and then they just realize that they're regurgitating the same crap when they look down and they see that they're standing in a pile of hovno poop. Uh,
Hmm.
Hopefully, they wake up and take a step to the left or to the right, where they need to be on solid ground instead of being opinionated in a pile of dung.
Well, I think a large part of that problem, I think, stems from our education, which is
Mm-hmm.
a deep rabbit hole. But one of my greatest fears is being unmalleable, in my opinion, because I feel very passionate about a lot of things. But I find it hard to be in debates a lot. That's why it's nice to talk to you, because we're just kind of riffing most of the time and we don't disagree on too much. But like in a genuine debate, I find it difficult because I can so easily ride like that unbiased line and like hang out on the fence and kind of look over both sides and like, it's hard to be like, no, you're fucking wrong. You're an idiot. It's only this way, guaranteed, no matter what, until the end of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that largely comes from the way that we're taught, especially in this like Common Core structure, because especially the things that I have found out. that were in my education materials growing up that are completely not true, come to find out. What the fuck? So it's the whole foundation. Let's go through school for 12 years, and this is all exact pure fact, but not really. Just kidding. And accept this as fact because it's in the book, we wrote it, and we guarantee, but it's actually all a fucking lie. But just accept it. Don't think about it yourself. So critical thinking is not taught, which I think very much needs to be, because that's the only way we're going to pursue the proper technological aspects that are going to get us away from the politicians.
Right.
Like you want to.
Critical acceptance is what's pushed on you. You have to accept that. You have to accept all of this, or you're no good. And like your cousin Aurora, I always liked having debates with her. Right? I mean, Harvard's like paying her to go there, so very intelligent young lady. At times, I would debate her, even though I agreed with her.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give her a different perspective and things on that same topic, right? Or whatever it was. And at times I'd be like, well, Aurora, I totally agree with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I want to see if you'll stand by your guns or if you're going to be pushed into accepting something else. And she always stood her ground, so hats off to her.
That is awesome. Like I personally, I've been kidding about guns the whole time. I hate them. They scare me. I don't think we should have them. I've just been goofing this whole time, seeing if I could convince you. So, joke's on you, dummy.
Joke's on me. You made me buy some more. What a fool I am. So, I mean, I only have 3. So, 3. Yeah. Or 3. Just depends on where you're from. Anyway. But I found it interesting that the article was written from an opinion, right? And NBC puts it out as fact, which we all know that happens constantly. One of the things I love most about the factual story about their opinion story was that whoever purchases the polymer 80, the 80%, whatever brand you have, that's the individual who has to finish it. But NBC, they all happy that they had someone else make it into a gun for them. Oh my gosh, you guys wrote an opinion piece and a factual piece about committing a felony. That was the icing on the cake. I mean, hey, look at us. We hate guns. We committed a felony. It's like, you're an idiot. And any of your editors and whoever's supposed to catch the idiocy is a bigger idiot for allowing it to pass through. Congratulations, you're stupid. So, anyways, it was a very well written article on ammoland.com talking about it and talking about how when Jordan Monroe was interviewed by them, they found him to be a very honest and almost say not righteous person, but a very honest and humble individual that is just answered everything factually. What about this? Well, this is this, right? Didn't say, well, the sky was blue earlier and then it turns gray sometimes, and then but it only is blue because of the light refraction or reflection of the ocean, and that they're not giving you a whole bunch of crap.
Right.
It's just saying, what's the sky like right now? Blue, about 4 clouds that I can see. Done. There's the facts, right? So, I love reading articles that are factual, that point out the lies of larger broadcasting companies that are just pulling on the shirt tails of whoever tells them what kind of article that they should say or uh, should do, right? Like bringing up Autumn's Armory again. She's over there rocking an AR or whatever. 6, 7, 8 years old. I forget how old she is, but depends on when the videos were taken. You see a news article written on, or a video, a news story covering the evil AR and how a horrible kick it is. And this grown man, right in his 40s, fires around and then screams and he's crying for 5 or 6 minutes. Just the terror that it's in. What are you doing? Yeah. You're trying to prove a point that it was evil and scary, or you're trying to prove a point that you needed more hugs when you're little, right? That you're, I don't know.
If you get more hugs, you'll like more guns.
Right? Why hug you every time?
Yeah.
Hugs and guns. Oh, that should be a website. Hugs and guns.
Yeah. Portraying love to our youth so that they will create strong militia.
Well, militia is the people.
Right.
But anyways, going back to that article, again, very well written. The reporter asked how to buy a kit and then faked being shot. That you don't need a background check. Well, how do I go about it? Well, you buy it. It's a piece of material, right? It's legal to buy. It is not a firearm. It's not a federally regulated piece of machinery or anything, which is against the Constitution. But anyways, and then they are surprised. Oh, you don't need a background check? Quit being so dramatic. Get to the facts. I wish it would be nice to see news actually being news, right? Or factual, right? It might not be brand new. It might be, what you think or whatever, or things have been happening for a while. But what's current, right? That's what's new. That's the news, and it should be something that is true. Some people might say, well, he's just a Trump supporter, so he believes fake news. You don't?
Yeah. I have great friends that are Trump supporters and Biden supporters and Joe Schmo supporters and fucking, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Quit judging people so aggressively just on their, I don't hate people because their favorite song. We're like, yeah, that song fucking sucks, but we're still cool. Let's not make some smaller aspects of life such an important deal.
Yes.
And that's my wisdom corner.
That was very wise.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, but we like you. Anyways, I don't know where you want to go with that. I mean, facts and truth, or because at times when you're, and not even debating, I try not to debate people, right? It's just I want to have a conversation. I want to see what your opinion is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you need to let me know.
Yeah, I think Swamp. I like the question. He says, "Side note: does anyone actually support a particular politician?" And I would like to think no, but like we said previously, with the critical thinking and the unmalleable person, there are lots of people that entirely support a particular politician just because it's what they're told they should do because of whatever information, not enough hugs, or because they just weren't brought up with intellectual flexibility to think outside the box or outside of one steadfast position.
Yeah.
Just because a person's in the Democratic or Republican Party doesn't mean that you have to support them entirely to better the I don't know, better the ground of your
better the
party,
nation.
or
Right.
yeah, it's just I'd
Yeah.
like to say no, but yes, people
I like
absolutely.
to say that I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I'm an American, right? Because if we had 3 or 4 parties that were actually better, um,
Yeah.
you would be able to take your pick, right? I vote for what I think will be the best for the nation, right? Years ago, uh, people voted Democrat if they're a blue collar worker,
Hmm.
Republican if they're a white collar worker, right? Bounce back and forth between that, okay? Uh, Now you vote Democrat if you're LGBTQ, and if you're not and you vote Republican, because it doesn't matter who you vote for, as long as you're voting what will be better, okay? Um, you know, uh, but on a ballot, if you have a huge turd and then a bucket of diarrhea, what do you go for? Both of the choices are crappy, right? So
Hmm.
that's a possibility. Both the choices can be crappy,
The
but
big
you want to have
turd's harder to
diarrhea,
spill. Yeah,
right?
I think I'm gonna
Great.
go for the
So
solids here.
yeah, I'm gonna go with less of a mess.
Yeah,
So
it's
uh,
unfortunate.
might not be the best picture to paint
Well, it's sad
to
too when you
describe
leave the
that.
turd out in the sun and it turns to diarrhea. Sometimes your choice just doesn't end up being the better choice. And this whole, vote for
Yeah.
the lesser of two evils, the thing that we've been stuck on for so long. I think the three things that'll most greatly help our nation is end the two-party system, end the war on drugs, and teach people critical thinking.
Well, I mean, some people would argue that they're trying to end the war on drugs. I mean, a time ago there was a war on drugs. There's the DARE program, just say no, commercials. This is your brain. This is
Hmm.
your brain on drugs. Just say no, right? Um, but then it comes to the point where, like, okay, well, people want to smoke marijuana. Marijuana's not that bad. Hey, that's fine. If you want to, that's up to you. And they say, okay, we're going to legalize it, but you can't do certain things or have other rights if you smoke it, right? So they give you one thing, but do they give it to you because it's something that truly isn't a bad thing, or they give it to you so they can take away others, right?
Mm.
So, oh, I got this over here, but I'm going to take these 3 things while you're looking, right? You can have this, but I'm going to take away from you. So, what is it really? And from that, I
Whew.
mean, now we have, right? I know. Whew, now we have, well, we're going to take away your guns, but we're going to give you crack pipes, right? We're going to give you crack pipes so that if you're doped up, cracked out, and whatnot, you don't really care what the hell's going on. So are they trying to hoodwink you into something else? Are you trying to get you addicted to drugs? Because before drugs were bad, now they want to pass out crack pipes. What are they trying to destroy with a smile? It's disgusting. It's horrible.
Well, yeah, and that's why I say it's one of the things that would, greatly benefit us. Because so that's definitely going on the deep dive list because we could talk about that for hours.
16
Like,
hours. Yeah.
yeah, some of the high points. Yes, at least in the past, there was operations to get people addicted on drugs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
let's look at crack in the lower class neighborhoods, and the government developed acid in the CIA programs to oh fuck. I just did a deep dive for like weeks. MK Ultra sounds absurd. It all actually happened. So yeah,
Oh, actually happened.
there's crazy things on that regard. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the and now the whole restriction on a lot of these drugs is just building like the one of the most capable armies on the face of the planet, which is the cartel just over the border in Mexico that makes a killing and taking money from, American citizens up here enjoying crack and all that schmutz. Um,
Up here enjoying crack
and all the schmutz. Yeah,
and
it's a
all the
quote.
schmutz. So you got a schmutzy crack. Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's that's going on a deep dive because it's something I'm really passionate about and will get me infuriated and is almost a precarious subject to speak about on Anything That Fires podcast. It is heavily influenced by firearms, but this is America after all, and we are going to stand by our freedom of speech and the right to bear arms and protest and all the things. So we'll talk about whatever the fuck we want, whenever the fuck we want to. Yeehaw.
America.
God damn. And on that note, it's been a shit show episode.
On that show, yes. Yeah, but we did cover some things, right? So maybe at some point we will have people that are able to jump in for a few seconds and give us their opinion. And then, if we don't like it, we just kick them out. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
No, that'd be a politician. So we would accept the conversation. I like having conversations with people.
Me also. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah, I try not to ever meet a stranger. Right? It's just I accept everybody. You're the same way. That's how most people describe Uncle Carl. Uncle Carl has never met a stranger. As soon as he meets you, hey, what's up? You're almost best friends, right? It's kind of the attitude we had when we were kids. Now, granted, we're shyer at times or whatnot, shy adults. But when we were kids at a playground or right, in school, we were more accepting because we didn't know better. Or did we? Right? We didn't know how to judge or how to look at people in a certain way. I try not to look at people in a certain way, but it is natural for people to do that, right? I saw a black comedian talking about walking down the street. White people don't sit there and just not turn around because you don't want to look racist and then you get beat up and mugged and shot, right? Don't sit there and be like, well, I'm not going to turn around. He said, because if I'm walking down the street and I see 4 or 5 bald dudes coming walking at me and they look like skinheads, I'm running. And if they're like, oh no, it's okay, we're all coming from chemo. Oh, we had a chemo meeting. It's okay. We got cancer. He's like, I don't care. I ain't turning around. Woo, I'm still running. Right. So, but when we're younger, we're more accepting. As you grow and you have more to possibly defend, because when you're a child, your parents take care of you, right? So someone's there to look out for you. As you get older, you now have to take care of yourself. As you get older than that, if you have children or just out and about with family, you may be a shepherd. Right? You may be one that's trying to take care of the flock. So now your perspective changes on what you're seeing here and there. I'm still very accepting, but I'm going to keep some distance or I'm going to keep an eye on it. I want to keep my wits about me. Do any of this make sense or am I jabbering?
I mean, a little bit of both.
I always jabber. Jibber jabber. Jibber jabber. But so I like talking with other people to learn their viewpoints. And a good conversation is a wonderful thing to have, no matter who the person is. You have a great conversation. That's a great conversation. Start having a conversation with someone and they throw their head to the sky and they start screaming to the top of their lungs for as long as they can and start yelling, F you, you're a racist, F you, bigot or whatever. One, you just won the argument, if there was an argument. Two, how childish are you as a grown adult to be screaming to the sky and yelling profanities at someone? Conversation is much better to have than to scream and prove no point in any direction. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to let you talk.
Well, I think what we did is we ended with the wisdom corner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you always get a good spiel in towards the end of an episode after that mug gets a little lower, and you start thinking philosophically and sweating your wisdom out, and I really appreciate that.
Am I shiny? Sweating my wisdom
No,
out?
I'm just using poetry, I suppose.
I love it.
I love it. I also very much love having conversations with people, and now that we're starting to get to a more stable point with the revamp of the ATF Cast, and we're starting to get a little better at our technology and make things happen, even when we have hiccups now, it's easy to overcome them. So things are improving on the production side of the ATF Cast, and
we're getting all grown up.
Episode 18. We've come so far. Oh, I would like to extend an invitation to all of our few listeners. If there's anybody out there, all of our few listeners,
all of our little group.
Yeah, our little ATF family. Remember, we're the ATF that won't shoot your dog, and if we take your guns, we'll give them back. Tyler,
how nice they are.
Yeah, Tyler, I need your help getting old dad here hooked up with some upgraded audio equipment. So we're going to be looking into that. We can make it a team effort. But
he'll probably send me a couple of links here in about 5 minutes of all the stuff I need to buy. Thanks.
Perfect. I love it. Maybe I'll get his number. I can call him to talk to the guys in the job trailer about how to control P. But yeah, our little family out there, if there's anybody in your circle that you very much enjoy conversations with, that you think would be a good fit for the ATF Cast, regardless of what their conversation expertise might be, of course, at anything that fires, we like to talk about everything, be it the metaverse and the simulation theory, the war on drugs, corrupt politicians, polymer 80s, or just getting the band back together.
Yep. Yugoslavian yak mules.
Whatever it is, if they know how to log into an invite to StreamYard and they have some headphones, be sure to get them in touch with us. We'd like to expand our audience and our conversation abilities, and we'd like to start bringing some of you back into the mix. We miss your voices and your faces on this, and we're excited to see you next Wednesday. There's also the potential that we might make a surprise appearance for a live cast on Saturday for a moment. We'll be in the same building together. It hasn't happened for a moment. So if you see a notification pop up on the YouTubes that we're live, hop in so you can see us punching each other and calling each other aggressive names that maybe father and son shouldn't, but we enjoy. Yeah, maybe he'll hit me with a serpent and take out some of my skin again. He never kicked me out of a tree, though.
No, I've never kicked you out of a tree. You've climbed many of them.
I have.
I believe tobogganing, you caught a tree.
That one I don't talk about so much. Yeah.
We'll leave that to the wayside. So.
We appreciate you all. Keep your eye on the moon.
Absolutely.
Do good.
Keep your eye on the moon.
Learn stuff. Do some space research. Everything's fucking dope. And I just put in the schedule on the 20th of April, 420. Send it. We're gonna do our call-in episode. So if you don't best firearms, get really high.
We're
and
gonna
come
do a
420
call-in episode.
Yeah. Hey man, I didn't notice it was 420. It just fit right in. So
all right.
Maybe we'll do the War on Drugs deep dive.
It should be dope.
I see what you did there. Splendid. All right. So Tyler's going to get you hooked up with some audio equipment. Swamp
Okay.
is live with Shooting Gallery New England at 9 p.m. Eastern on their channel on YouTube. So be sure to tune in and give
Outstanding.
them some love also.
Yes.
And catch you on the next one.
Catch you on the next one. Stay awake, stay alert, stay alive.